So news has come out that Opetaia has let go of the belt for the IBF, which I predicted that he would do it because it's kind of at this point now that he's making too much money. He's making millions of dollars being on the undercard, and he's uh and on a what you consider one of the biggest fights in history. So he's not gonna go back and forth with the IBF and explain and do different things. The fight is this weekend. It's too much money on the line. They're basically punishing him for having the Ellis Zorro fight. Um, I feel like right now it's BS because a lot of situations he's trying to make different things happen. I know in the as far as the Breeders fight, they tried to make the fight happen earlier, sooner than later. They tried to schedule it for this, but it was just different things that happened. So at this point right now, he was he was made an offer that was a career high offer. Um, he accepted the offer. His promotional company and different things like that. And at this time, uh, when someone gives you some kind of like mandatory or when you're mandated to do something, I don't feel like he was mandated prior to taking the offer. I feel like after he was mandated to do something. And usually, when you have a rematch or something like that, usually you can do things in between, but the situation was just different with the IBF lately. They've been stripping everybody. And the things I don't like is they're stripping some of the best uh, boxers we have in boxing. Some of the best competition guys is either about to be on pound for pound or either on pound for pound. They're legit stripping and taking belts from. But John's not really worried, you know what I'm saying? He just feels like if he keeps winning, he'll be able to get the belts. Like I said in my last video, if you watch the first video I put out, I didn't really hear him speak on the situation, but he's basically saying everything I said because I feel like he's at a level where he doesn't need to chase the belts. You know what I'm saying? He can go get the belts himself and be in a situation where all he has to do is win and beat everyone, and there won't be no one left to even be mandated to fight for a belt. So he's definitely going to put himself in a position where, at this time right now, he's been in the game long enough to know that, yes, I will love the belts, but belts don't pay the bills. Um, he's getting millions of dollars doing this, so he's definitely not going to try to change his mind or not go through with the fight. From what I've heard, it's a 3-fight deal, and I don't put out the exact amount of money, but it was millions of dollars, and you can't turn that kind of money down. And then what's crazy is he's been active the whole time. It's not like he hasn't been fighting guys. They felt like the last match should have been a rematch. Which, okay, let's just say it should have been a rematch. But still, at the same time, this is the biggest sporting event in history. You know what I'm saying? If it was the other way around and Breedis would wanted to be on the card, this card, he would have picked it. He wouldn't have turned down millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? But that's promotional companies. These guys are just fighters. So Breeders' promotional company goes to IBF and stirs up the pot, and John's the one who had to get stripped. So at the end of the day, it's like, that's what you got to roll with. You can't have any kind of other situation where you pull out of this fight and then you mess your face card up for good because, bro, nobody's going to pull out of a fight a week ahead of the fight with millions of dollars on the line. That's just not going to happen. And not to say he probably haven't been making millions of dollars, but not this type of money. Guaranteed, not this type of money. You know what I'm saying? So, Jaws at that level now where he's like, oh man, forget that belt. You know what I'm saying? And if I've heard about 3 or 4 boxers say that now. If everybody keeps saying that, ain't gonna be nobody that actually care about the belt. Because the people y'all hand the belts to, I'm gonna be real with y'all. We don't care about the champions that y'all trying to mandate or give a belt to. To be honest with you, The undisputed stuff. From this day forward, undisputed don't mean nothing to me. Because I see what's going on now as far as people being put in place to be mandated, and you know what I'm saying, y'all positioning people. Y'all ain't really letting the best kind of choose his way or weed his way out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the day, I don't know. Maybe Breed is mad at they weren't in this competition as far as on this fight card. But he definitely was an option in the future. But I don't know. I guess he'll be all right with the car belt now. I mean, even with him having the belt, that doesn't mean he'll be at the same level he was when he was going back and forth for Opetaia. That doesn't mean he's still gonna be at that high level. He'll be a champion probably, and he'll be up there, but it won't mean, cause you know it takes two to tango. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of times, just like with Usyk's been at the top a lot of times over the years. But most boxer fans didn't know him till he fought Anthony Joshua. So, like, most boxer fans didn't even know who Usyk was till he fought Anthony Joshua. So, a lot of times, bro, it takes two to actually make that work. Sometimes when a guy goes out by himself, it's not really that big of a fight. Like when Usyk fought Daniel Dubois, it was a big fight to some people, but it wasn't a huge fight. Let's be honest, it wasn't a big, huge fight. It wasn't. It didn't take over the world or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it always takes two. It has to be matched up well. So I feel like John's at this position right now where he knows that the sanctioning bodies aren't gonna do business right. So at the end of the day, he'll be like, hey, if I stay good, if I stay undefeated, they'll come back to me. They'll need me more than I'll need them. You know what I'm saying? And I guess they're at the point now where they're trying to be like, well, we're trying to. I guess they feel like people have been sitting on their belts all these years, but you're not even stripping the guys who's had the belts the longest. You're stripping the guys who's just got the belts. So that's where me and the IVF are kind of getting away from, and you're stripping belts from guys who necessarily aren't with the companies that you've dealt with the most or the people that you've dealt with the most. So Ja has no worries at this point. You know, he said now that these other guys, they're at the point now, and I've said the same thing, that they don't know if those belts are going to come back in the future, and so they're going to try to do everything they can to have their opportunity now. And like John said, I'm only 28. I have plenty of time for those belts to come back to me. These other guys don't know if a belt will come back to them, which I agree. You know, these guys don't really believe in themselves to the point where they'll think they'll have an opportunity and another chance at the crack of the belt. So they have to try to use certain things, especially their promotional teams. They'll use these rematch clauses and different things like that, trying to get back in the ring. And my thing I've always realized is, if a guy loses in a fight, man, why does he never choose to take any time off? So he gonna jump right back in the ring? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times these guys want to jump right back in the ring in the same type of fight. They want to start off in round 13, and it's just not gonna happen sometimes. Not gonna work out the way they think it's gonna work out. Most of the time, fights end up the same way, unless it's bad calls and different things like that, like or when you have situations like the Rayo and Chris Colbert, when he knocked out Chris Colbert. So you got different situations like that happens. But with John Opetaia, man, he's all he has to do is focus on what he's doing. He has the right situation going on right now. The plans, like he said, he's working with the right people in Saudi, uh, and he's doing different things right now as far as with the boxing world and community. More people are gonna know him. He's on full display. He has a lot of fans around the world that have an opportunity to see him on the national stage. So it's just a worldwide stage. So it's just a situation he couldn't turn down. You know what I'm saying? They put his feet to the fire. And what if he said, well, maybe? And then he had already signed a fight deal. And the fight deal is very lucrative. Money you cannot turn down. I feel like it's a smart plan for him because he's gonna put himself in a position where they're gonna have to come to him. He's gonna be big, too big in the division to where they're gonna have to go around with him and certain things like that. So I feel like Jaws basically putting himself in a position where he could be successful for long term. He doesn't want to be one of those guys that get shacked or that just get put away in their country and not really known nationally or worldwide. It happens in every country where we have certain boxers that he's the top of the top, but he's not getting recognized. So at this time, Ja has to actually leave the belts behind to actually be a bigger boxer. Because right now, Mars Breed is fighting him back and forth. It's not going to make him a bigger boxer. Even though he has the belt and different things like that, the money's not what he wants now. The money now isn't the same as it was in the Breeders' fight, and the opportunities aren't the same. So it's like a win-win for him. And I felt like him dropping the belts was the best option, which he did. He's very smart about it. Um, John's a very intelligent guy. He knows a lot of things that's going on. Has a great team around him that's doing the best for him that I see. So you could say, well, they're doing it for the money and all that. Well, that's what boxing. That's what they in it for. Nobody's working for free. Nobody works for free. Nobody. So at the end of the day, Josh placing himself in position with the hierarchy of boxing. After this, he'll be known with the Bivens and the Wilders, just known around. His name will be thrown around with that because his name's going to be announced and talked about the same event, the same day. So there's a lot of things he's going to be able to do. He's going to be able to learn different things from other boxers and be around different guys. So this is a huge opportunity for him. But I mean, they can try to strip him if they want to, but it won't hold him back. I feel like he's in a position now where he knows who he is and what his plan is. But I got some news coming out about Opetaia in the future about some different things about him being stripped and everything else. But this is definitely going to be something that's going to add a spark to him. I feel like this weekend he's gonna come out with a fire under him. But he's very still happy though. He's happy about the situation he's in. But he's not happy about the situation they put him in. He's happy about the situation he chose, but he's not happy about the situation they put him in. But it is what it is, man. When you confident in yourself and you know what type of person you are, you're not really worried about the outside noise and the business and different things like that. But like I said, though, that's a lot of times, that's a reason why a lot of times I do speak on the business of things because they don't want to be up and up. They don't want to be straight up and down with people. It's kind of sad that he got to put himself in that position, but John's doing this basically for his family, him, his team, and everyone he's basically flown out, and the people who've done business, put deals together. It's a huge opportunity for him. So I expect nothing but good things this weekend. It should be fireworks, but that's all I got though. Like and subscribe.